Hello, all. This week we'll be discussing the new Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man, and we'll also be talking about some news and what we've been getting into and playing for the last week. So stick around. Yeah, hello, all. Welcome to this week's episode of Middle Aged Geeks. I'm one of your hosts, Phil, joined as always by my awesome co host, Daz. Daz, what's the crack? How are you?
I'm good, man. And I totally wasn't battling a fucking wasp in the attic office for the past 3 minutes. Yeah, I'm good.
I got it on
good.
tape. Proof.
Yeah, there's evidence. There's evidence. I didn't kill him. I trapped him. Good. Yeah, we Christmas tree went up yesterday, which is always great in theory. We have kids. Christmas is all wonderful again, but then you get a fucking tree and you get a real tree, and it's just a fucking nightmare trying to put this thing together. And oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. Fun and games. But yeah, I'm good. Getting in the festive spirit already. How about you?
Yeah, grand. Bit of pain, as I was saying to you. I went out for a hike yesterday after zero exercise, like since forever. So
nice.
After 4 hours fucking uphill, and I'm just feeling it today. But apart from that, I'm all good. Okay, well, look, we'll kick off then before we get into our review. As I said, we'll kick off with a bit of news on what we've been playing. So, for news, Daz, has there anything on your radar this week?
Pretty much fuck all news-wise. There was one little piece where Rush Hour 4 could be on the way, and the minute I saw that, I was just like, oh, that could be good. Then I forgot how shit Rush Hour 3 was. But there's like Paramount have always been teasing that it might happen, but apparently they're in talks to distribute the movie and not produce it. So they don't want to really put on any money behind the making of it, which is a good sign. But yeah, I would welcome another one of those movies if it was just a little bit better than the third one, because Rush Hour 1 and 2 just live very fondly in my memory.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're great fucking movies. Another bit of news. Warner Brothers, which is up for sale and has been for a little while now, and their reports were in that Netflix was in pole position to acquire them, which would be an absolute nightmare. And James Cameron kind of weighed in on the matter and said it would just be an absolute disaster because their whole model of cinematic releases, and it kind of ties into with our movie review this week, that it just doesn't work with a theatrical cinematic studio. Like Netflix, just all about metrics and numbers behind the scenes. They don't really care about theatrical releases, and they say they do. It's just like, oh no, yeah, we put more movies in cinemas. And it's like, no, they don't care. They just want fucking subscribers, and they just throw 300 million at people. Just give them endless budgets, and you see that with the Russo brothers, their last movie, that Electric State, amazing directing duo, and then when they're given unlimited funds and do whatever you want, just turn into absolute fucking dog shit. But so it's not good. But apparently Warner Brothers have said first round of bids are not enough, make more bids. So it's Netflix, I think Universal and Paramount are all vying to buy Warner Brothers. What that does for all their franchises, including the new DC universe, who fucking knows? But yeah, it's interesting. I've been monitoring it for the last kind of few months. Warner Brothers would be close to my heart in terms of a lot of the stuff they've produced. So I just don't want Netflix getting their fucking teeth anywhere near it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything your side?
Not a massive amount. Just a bit of update. Casting news. So do you know that they're doing Mike Flanagan is going to be doing a new Exorcist movie? Because Exorcist Believer a couple of years ago that came out was fucking shocking.
Rubbish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was terrible. So, but him and like Blumhouse, it's done by Blumhouse and Atomic Monster are doing the next one. But Scarlett Johansson apparently has been cast to star in it. So that's good.
Interesting.
So I was happy to hear that. I'm hoping, Mike Flanagan, Scarlett Johansson, that's already a good combo for me. And then the only other thing is that Rob McElhenney and Noah Hawley are set to do a Far Cry series for FX.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I'd love if it was just based around Far Cry 3, the best Far Cry in my opinion. If it was just based around that one.
Second.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that. Like, especially, Noah Hawley, like I said, I enjoyed Aliens, nowhere near as much as I thought I would. But we know what he can do,
Yeah, absolutely. And if people like him and like the Trachtenberg with Predators, people who know what they're doing with a franchise, let them at it. Like, That would be
Yeah, let's.
mad. Like, and Rob McElhenney, I love that man. I fucking love that man.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with it or what direction they take. Do they follow one of the particular games, or do they just say,
Hmm.
pick some similarities for it? But yeah, Rob McElhenney
Yeah,
or
like,
Rob Mack, as he's called now.
Did you ever watch Mythic Quest that he
No,
did?
I didn't. No, I didn't watch
I
it. I
think
know
I
it's on
should watch
Apple,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good, really good. Just kind of behind the scenes of a game design studio, and it's weird and wacky and very funny. Just check it out.
Will do. Well, on that's all for news. Then let's jump over to what we've been playing and watching. So, what have you been getting up to for the last week, Des?
Oh, this week is all about kind of scratching a few gaming itches before Metroid Prime 4 releases. I think it's midnight Wednesday, or is it Thursday? It's coming out.
It's Thursday. It's due out. Maybe midnight Wednesday. I'm not sure, but there's definitely a bunch of people who have it already. Like there's on a lot of local stores have been selling it, and stuff. So like I've seen loads of posts pop up on Reddit and Twitter. People say, I got my copy. Like, you fucking bastards.
Yeah. I must check around a few shops around here.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for Thursday to pick mine up.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of scratching a few itches before that comes out. So there was a game that came out, I think, last year on Steam, and I think it just came out on consoles this year. 1,000 Times Resist. I don't know if you've ever heard about this game. It was in it was on so many people's Game of the Year lists last year. And I knew nothing about it, just knew it when I saw it come up on the PlayStation or the Xbox Game Pass. I said, I'll check it out. And it's a very original game. It's like a sci-fi kind of adventure thing set in the distant future, and you play a clone called the Watcher, one of 6 clones, and you're cloned from this girl named Iris, who's also the All-Mother. And it's all trippy, weird fucking shit, and you go back in time to different various moments in this girl Iris's life, and it's kind of adventurous story game, twisted, weird, and it's very engrossing. But I played about 3 hours, and thankfully it's only about 10 hours long, so I'm going to try and finish that before Metroid Prime. But yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then on the other spectrum of brilliance into absolute shite, I tried Call of Duty Black Ops 7 because I'm not that much of a Call of Duty guy. I was back in the day, multiplayer wise, but I do like trying the campaigns because they're ridiculously short, painfully short sometimes, or not short enough. And this one, because I liked Call of Duty Black Ops 6 last year. Campaign is pretty decent. And this one is a 4-player co-op one. So when you start off, it doesn't even start like a campaign. It starts like a multiplayer lobby. And just like, I don't know what what am I doing here? It's like, do you want to invite friends and all this, and I just want to start the fucking game. So it took me 2 or 3 minutes to figure out how do I just start the fucking single player campaign. And it's rubbish. It's confusing. It's trying to tie back to another game. I kind of remember the name of the villain they're talking about, but that's from a game like 10 years ago, and it's just, what the fuck? And you can hear your squad mates talking to you when you're breaching these complexes and doing your thing, but they're not there because they have to be in the co-op game. So if they're not there as computer control characters, so it's just really, really fucking weird. It controls great and all that, but
I thought I saw a video of like someone fighting a big huge monster or something, like something that's just fucking like nothing to do with just Black Ops. It's to do with fucking like a giant alien monster or something.
Yeah, there was at the point that I stopped playing. The one last year was a bit too trippy. It was like something out of control where it's a kind of a flashback, and you take some kind of hallucinogenic or something, and you're in this place with all these mannequins, but every time you turn around, the mannequins have changed. It's just like, oh, I don't like that. And the level was brilliant, and that game was really good. But at that point, it was just 2:00 in the morning. I just don't want to play something like that. That's kind of spooky just before bed, and so I stopped playing that. But that level got a lot of love, and I think they just doubled down on it with this one. And there's this one, where you're just going around. It's just a giant monster with red eyes. You're just going, okay, I get it. If you're trying one of these games, like you're talking about Far Cry, there'd be levels in that or sections in that where you take some hallucinogenics or something, and they just kind of go, oh, we're just going to give you a funky mental level. And that's well and good. But this is, I think it's 3 of the 4 levels, if you want to call it, I've done so far have been that. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. But yeah, it looks amazing. The graphical engines are just astonishing. But it's fucking terrible. Really didn't like it. So yeah, played it for about an hour and a half. I'm probably halfway through it. Load of shite. Then I played Ninja Gaiden 4 that came out. It's on Game Pass as well. Big fan of those games back in the day when I was a better gamer, and tried this, and it's really fucking hard. But it's amazing. It's combat is astonishing, but just my fingers just won't move that fast anymore. It's just like, oh my god. So I played that for about an hour. And then just last night, I saw the Ninja Turtles kind of game collection pack, something like that
Oh,
Mortal
right, cool.
Kombat Legacy thing, where
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like, oh, they're putting all the games together. It's like, oh, fucking brilliant. So I wanted to play some of the arcade games from back in the day. So played two of them, and then went back to try and play the NES, the original NES Turtles game, which is very fond of my memory. It's one of my first games I think I completed. And it's fucking, it's so bad. It's awful. Like, it's so hard. It's so awful. But there's moments where you just drop down into one of the underground kind of sewers, and the minute you drop down, you just hit with fucking bugs, just hit you, and I can't get out of the way. So like two bits of health, so I couldn't get past that bit. So I had to start the game again. Just fuck that, you know. The game is probably about 20 minutes long, but it takes you 4 months to complete it. Rubbish. But yeah, nice nostalgia. Yeah, I played that for about 20 minutes. And watching wise, just Pluribus. Watch episode 5 of that, which is just, it's fantastic. I love where the show is going. And The Pit as well. It's just the two of those shows they're my jam for the next month, I'd say. How about you?
No, nothing new on my end, man. No, I've been so busy this past week that I haven't, like, I've watched the regular stuff like yourself, Pluribus, Welcome to Derry,
Hmm.
and dived in and out of a couple of games, but nothing. It's just been such a busy week in work, so I've nothing this week. Okay, so with those two sections out of the way, let's move on to the main event, which is Wake Up Dead Man, and Daz is going to take us through that. So whenever you're ready, Daz, take it away.
Super duper, yeah! Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, which apparently they had to put on the end of it to let you know that this is part of the third part in an unofficial franchise, unofficial trilogy. Yeah, it's the third movie in the Knives Out franchise. Writer director Rian Johnson is back. It's starring quite a ridiculous ensemble: Daniel Craig, Josh O'Connor, Josh Brolin, Glenn Close, Andrew Scott, Jeremy Renner, Mila Kunis, Kerry Washington, Kelly Spaney, Jesus Christ, and Thomas Hayden Church back on screen. I haven't seen him fucking in decades on screen. The IMDb synopsis for this is hilarious. One-liner. It goes, Benoit Blanc returns for his most dangerous case yet. So for the purposes of this review, I'll elaborate slightly on that. Not to give too much away, but Josh O'Connor plays a young priest who's sent to an upstate New York church that is led by Josh Brolin's Jefferson Wicks, who rules the parish with an iron fist. And following a murder, which is initially presented as one of these impossible crimes, locked room murder mystery, and Detective Benoit Blanc, Daniel Craig, comes back and to help the young priest, and the investigation uncovers secrets and weird relationships and all this mad stuff from the surrounding area and the congregation. So yeah, before we get into the nitty gritty of it, what were your thoughts going to see this? You saw this in the cinema? Yeah.
Yes, I did. I went to see it on Thursday, I think, for
Mm.
Netflix. I think it's December 12th or something. So
Mm.
as you said at the start, Daz, it shows how short of a theatrical run it gets. Like, I didn't
Mhm.
even make it into Odeon cinemas. I had to go up to
No.
Santry and paid full price, bastards.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like it's this one I think is definitely better than the last one. I really enjoyed this. It's some of the performances are fantastic. I don't know a massive amount of Josh O'Connor stuff, but I thought he was phenomenal.
Mm.
It was the last thing I had seen Glenn Close in was that fucking shit show of a horror movie I mentioned during this. I can't even remember the name of it. The Devil something useless movie. So I was looking forward to seeing her in something good again, because I'm a big fan. Josh
she's
Brolin,
great.
fucking great as always. Like, everybody I thought was absolutely fantastic. Even like
Mm.
Mila Kunis was great as well. And
Yeah.
again, I've seen her in I've seen her in it. Like, apart from that '70s show, the stuff I've seen her in has been fucking shite. Like Black Swan,
Mm.
great. But then, the likes of
Nothing
fucking
after
Jupiter
that.
Ascending and all these things, you're like,
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
you can do so much better. Like, So yeah, this was a good choice. I think she was really good in it. I think this is going to be a difficult discussion just because of the type of
Mm,
movie that it is, a who done it. To get through this, and the spoiler free part will be tough enough.
yeah.
But no, it was great. Just fucking great cast, great interaction. Like it's really really enjoyed it, and I think
Mm,
that it does kind of keep you guessing. Some of these you kind of figure it out pretty quickly, but I thought for that one, I kind of the one, I kind of thought at the start, and then I thought, no, that'd be too easy if it was that person.
yeah.
So it's yeah, it's really is a good, it's a fun time. It's well shot and it's really really contained because it's basically set in this
Mm,
kind of parish where which is in the middle of nowhere. So it had a few houses, a police station, and this parish. That's pretty much it,
mm.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. What about yourself?
Oh yeah, I loved it. So much more than the last one. I was trying to think if because people have said like, oh, it's like you were saying, it's better than the second one. Not maybe not better than the first one, but I really didn't like the second one. I just wasn't engaged with it, and I don't know if that's because I watched it on the sofa, and it
Right,
wasn't in the
yeah.
cinema. And something like this, it's you're so caught up in it. Like I thought this was so enthralling and intriguing throughout. The script is fantastic, as you say, so contained. Location wise, it looks gorgeous, but the cast, I was just blown away. I thought everyone, like I think it's Daniel Craig and Josh O'Connor. It's really kind of a two-hander from them, and then kind of a lot of kind of supporting characters around. But everyone is fantastic, like fantastic. Glenn Close, I don't know if I've ever seen her in anything better, or if maybe that's because I've either seen her in shit or just haven't. I need to revisit some of her earlier stuff, but she is fucking incredible, and it's so hard to go into anything, really, because I really think that one-liner from IMDb, if you just read that, just go in and see the movie. Like I didn't even know who died in this, in the trailer. I don't think gives that away. Um, which is yeah, fantastic. But I thought it was much better than the last one. I don't
Glass
know. I
Onion.
didn't, Glass Onion. Yeah, I don't know
Mm.
what happened with that one, because I kind of enjoyed the performance. I enjoyed a lot about that, but the whole mystery and everything, I just wasn't engaged whatsoever. But performances wise, yeah, this is just amazing. Like Josh O'Connor, I'd only seen him in Challengers from a few years ago, and he was fucking excellent in that. And I'd never seen him in anything before, so I was delighted when I walked in and saw him on the screen because I got in. I don't know how much of the movie I missed, but I got in just when he is sitting down with Josh Brolin, their first sit down kind of meeting, and
Oh,
he's
okay.
confessing to him. Did I miss a lot before that?
You missed a decent amount, yeah. Like it's
Because I was like, why is he here? Yeah, but
yeah, like
that was my
he
yeah.
he gets sent. I mean, I don't want to ruin it now because it'll be spoilers wise. But basically the whole start of it is a reason. It shows why he got sent there to that little church, what happened, and why he ended up getting sent there.
Mm.
And so there's some cool little scenes with what's his name, with Jeffrey Wright and him at the start, and it's yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah, and it explains how he got there, and then how the story starts. Like so, it is
yeah.
it's definitely worth catching. Whenever, like, well, you have a couple of weeks to wait, I suppose, and you can watch it. Yeah.
Because I was thinking that because when Jeffrey Wright turns up towards the end of this, I was just like, "Fucking, is he just in the movie for like 12 seconds?" Yeah, but it's just fantastic. I'm just delighted it was in cinemas, and it's a limited run. Same in America, it got such a fucking limited run, but it was because Ryan Johnson and Daniel Craig really pushed for a theatrical release, and they just barely got a theatrical release. And it was great because I don't know if people got wind of that, but the cinema was it was a small enough screen, but it was packed. Like I was in front row, and there was about 6 people in the front row. It's just like, oh fucking hell, this is great. Which meant I couldn't take any notes because you can't have your phone on if there's people kind of in and around you. So that was great as well. Not great for the review because, or yeah, I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff. But yeah, no, really, really enjoyed it. But it's hard not to start with. Let's just start with the cast and Daniel Craig, which the only thing we've talked about this movie is a simple text back and forth about how incredible he is and how incredible a character this is, and how I want to see him on screen every 2 years for the rest of his life. He's just brilliant. It's a character that just kind of shouldn't work in a movie that can play this serious, even though it's a very funny movie as well. And he just brings so much. There's a gravitas to him now. Like his entrance in this, even you're waiting for when he arrives, and even that is just like with his voice, you just see his kind of silhouetted in the background, you hear the voice, and it's like, oh, this is brilliant, welcome. And it's brilliant because like he is absent from maybe the first act of the movie, which is a testament to the rest of the characters and ensemble and the script, which we'll get into. That you don't, like, you're obviously going for Daniel Craig because, Rian Johnson as well, but Daniel Craig in that character. But the first 10 minutes that I missed, but until he arrives, it's just fantastic. It's a brilliant setup. But then when Benoit Blanc arrives, it's just himself and Josh O'Connor have just so many wonderful scenes together, absolutely wonderful scenes. But and even there's new dimensions to the Benoit character that come into play here in terms of faith and stuff like that, which I thought were really tackled pretty well.
I was going to ask you about that,
character,
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you. I was going to ask you about that because we mentioned this on a previous episode about how religion can be handled in movies and how there is some, because he mentions he's he's an atheist, he doesn't believe in this, that, and the other. There's always an explanation, which fits well with the character. But I thought that they handled it well because, again, things like religion can be an easy punch down, or it can even be an easy punching bag. It's low hanging fruit. It's easy to kind of take the piss out of it. And I thought that they were handled it really well. It's like the way they describe it. I thought was really well. They don't shy away. Even his own faith, Josh O'Connor's character, his own faith was Father Judd, is it? I think
Father Judd, yeah.
Yeah. I think the way he describes his own faith is like maybe that's how you mentioned that there's stories, but maybe that's how we need to express this thing that is inside us, is through stories. That's why we're storytellers. And it's just, I loved his way of putting things. It was a lovely way to describe religion, especially for someone like me who isn't religious in the slightest.
Yeah.
I thought it was handled really, really well. It's a good job.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like, it's tackling faith and Christianity can be like tricky, but also can be risky in terms of, you get it wrong, you just piss off one side or whatever. But yeah, I thought it was handled fantastic. And for as well, someone who's not religious, like you bought into the character and you totally understood and went along with not just Josh O'Connor, but like everyone, and Josh Brolin. And it's hard to get into it at spoilers, but in terms of how people can be not so much led astray, but just kind of forced, almost oppressed into gets a spiral through.
It's your belief being
having
used.
the wrong person, in charge of them, so to speak.
Yeah, it's your beliefs being used against you. Like, you've got such a strong belief in Jesus or in the afterlife or in doing good or on earth and all this kind of stuff. And then if someone twists it and tells you, well, actually, you need to do X, Y, and Z, and then you'll get all that other stuff. And that's what's happened to some of these characters. And that's what's great, because then that's what gives you any one of them could have done it. And I love that little core group of them is great. And what I thought was expertly done was the background that we get in each of them. It's just enough. It's just the right amount of done. And he's talking about, we just get the smallest little bit, and then we kind of see more and more of their characters. But I loved it because it's him writing the story. So he's already narrating it from the start, and we get a little glimpse of each person. And it's just enough to know about them to kind of buy into them. And I thought that was really, really well done. I will say I was like a child, first looking up at his first crush, kind of thing. I remember like when I first saw Phoebe Cates when I watched Gremlins as a kid, and that was it. I was in love. This was like every time Kerry Washington came on screen, it was like, oh my God, this is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. The woman hasn't aged, and she's just fucking class, and she's got she has tried to do everything right, and you can see it, but at the same time, she can be kind of cold and calculating as well when it comes to it. And yeah, I just thought she was fucking brilliant. Really, really good.
Yeah, she and there's a lot of shots where she's just close up of her face on screen, and you forget what your fucking name is, like when you're just watching her. She's fantastic. But the introduction to all those characters, exactly like when you had like Andrew Scott, I just love that man. But the simple introduction to him as a washed up writer, and it's just like 2 shots, 2 scenes, and a nice little joke about his readers being like, what are they like?
The
John
Doomsday
Goodman
Milton's-
from
John Goodman and Big Lebowski.
John Goodman from Big Lebowski, all his readers, and he wants to break away from that, and he's a washed up writer. But these little things, it's like a little joke, bit of exposition, and it's just on we go, and then that gives enough context to then for the actor in their scenes. You've got enough background that they can just run with it, and that's the script is just fantastic that way. But in terms of just to go back at like Josh O'Connor, the only thing I was thinking, even during the when he's talking about religion and stuff, and the fact that anything else, any other movie, when it started to tackle something like that, you would start to just bounce off a bit and just go, oh, like here we go. I'm just not into faith like that. But if I was religious, I want him to be my priest. He's so warm, he's so caring, and he's so hopeful. And you see he kind of, as he gets more and more wrapped up in the mystery, starts to lose sight of that. And there's a fucking fantastic scene with him and just somebody on the phone when he just remembers what it is to kind of be a priest, and he just goes back into that moment. It's just this is fucking
gorgeous.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, you're just going, I get it. Like, so yeah, Josh Brolin, he has to be one of the most constant actors in the movies that we review. Like, he's been in about 15 movies we reviewed so far this year. It's unbelievable. But he's really good in everything, but he always has this baseline kind of character that he's just really good in, like something like Weapons, where he's just this really excellent kind of character actor. But he's ferocious in this at times. Like I was terrified of him, and he's just delivering mass. It's like fucking hell. But he's a fantastic character that just loves, like, he loves when newcomers come into the church and when they leave, because he's just seemingly inadvertently attacking them through fucking his mass. It's just like, it's so fucking, he's wild, but he's just a towering man. I'd love to know how tall he is in real life.
He's a little fella. He's a little fella.
Is he fucking, is he one of those? He's one.
Well, they make loads of jokes about it in Deadpool, don't they? Like, Ryan Reynolds is constantly talking about him. He's like, he's really small. He's really, and I think there's loads of jokes in Deadpool 2 about his height. So I'm pretty sure he's pretty small.
Yeah,
I love that scene that you mentioned that you came into, like, which is him having
the masturbation,
having confession. The masturbation stuff is just hilarious, because when we get to see the one a little bit further later, that thing I was telling you about last week, and then it's just like, you're like, this time I did one, then it was Thursday, and I was standing up for that one in the shower, and then it's fucking absolutely brilliant.
It's just it's fucking brilliant, and it's good to see Jeremy Renner on screen in the first movie since his snowplow accident. But there was no reference to, is it in the first movie or the second movie, he has a hot sauce or something about him, Jeremy Renner's hot sauce. There's a quip about it. I think it's in Glass Onion. And
right, okay.
Like, are they going to fucking reference that? Because he looks really like Jeremy Renner. But Glenn Close, it's very hard to talk about her role without spoiling even the most minor stuff, but she does a lot of physical comedy by just appearing around corners and stuff. It's just fucking fantastic. But she's probably got the most to do in terms of where the story goes. But Jesus Christ, she absolutely fucking blew me away. Yeah, let's get into the script then, because I wanted to ask you, because you're notoriously...
Now, I will say before you get into the script, Az, right, I am going to cut you off there, because I did do a quick IMDb, right, and Josh Brolin is 5'10", and the reason I know that he's definitely 5'10" is because in IMDb it says 5'10" and a half. So there's no fucking way. If you fought for that half, if you're a PR person but in that half, then you are definitely only 5'10". Which 5'10" isn't 5'10" isn't short though, is it?
No. That's it's almost 6 foot. That's
not
above
that
average.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if he was 5'7", because he just looks like a big man. I mean, you can understand Tom Cruise fucking 5'5" or whatever the fuck he is. We should do a thing about smallest actors who wear fucking steps in their shoes. Stills. But yeah, I was going to say about the script, because you're good at guessing things or figuring stuff out, where I, not to come off as a complete fucking idiot, but I tend to get caught up in stuff, movies that I don't actually, either I don't try to figure them out, or I just fucking don't, or I'm just stupid as shit. But in this, I was like, I was thinking afterwards, because I thought like, this mystery was fantastic. It was multi-layered mystery. It was, even if you had an inkling about something, that was, even if you guessed that that's not it, there's another 3 or 4 things that kind of link to it, because it is this impossible murder where somebody is killed in a room that there's no doors and there's no way in or out, or there's just one way in or out. And I was like, am I going to say this to Phil? And he's going to go, oh, I guessed it from 10 minutes.
No,
in.
no,
but,
no. I thought for who it was in the end. I actually thought at the start, I wonder, is it that person? Because that would, that would be, it almost seemed like the obvious choice, but then they lead you completely astray. And then so I kind of forgot, I thought to myself, no, there's no way he'd do that because it'd just be too obvious. And then, the thread starts going different. And it wasn't until when he's discussing the end of it, he mentions about a distraction. Where one character was able to do one thing, he mentioned distraction, and we saw what happened. I went, oh, well, that's it, and that's obviously the distraction. So that's when I kind of caught it. But it was, for the most part, I was enthralled, and I almost forgot we were trying to solve a murder, because I was just enjoying the movie so much. I was just enjoying the performances, enjoying the sets, and just I was so engrossed in it that I kind of strayed away from my usual trying to fucking pick it apart. So it just shows how interested I was in the actual performances, which I just thought were fucking stellar.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I was completely enraptured in it, and I just loved the fact that I was just like, I have fucking no idea. And then when it starts to get a little bit closer, they give you a bit more information, then you kind of go, oh, okay, is it this? And then it just goes another way, and it's just multi-layered, and it's brilliant, and I'm hoping that it is, and I imagine it is one of those movies when you go back and watch it again, there'll be cues. It'll be all kind of in plain sight. Yeah. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, script is it's just a really great murder mystery, but also it's just very witty dialogue. It's very funny. I think the dialogue throughout is just superb. I was laughing a lot more than I expected to. But yeah, cinematography wise, this is a gorgeous movie. Like the location is fantastic, but like I think Steve Yedlin, and he does a lot of Rian Johnson stuff. He's done all the Knives Out movies, and he did the Star Wars Last Jedi as well, which, whatever your thoughts on that movie, it looked fucking amazing. He's really knows his stuff, and it's just beautifully shot. There's lots of there's a shot with Priest and Thomas Hayden Church, and it's a super wide shot, and then they just do a little camera zoom all the way in just up to Thomas Hayden Church's face. Lots of kind of camera zooms and stuff, and just fucking fantastic. There's a shot in one, there's a flashback sequence at one point, someone's opens the chapel doors and there's just a red fucking sky behind them and across, and just gone, fuck me, this is just glorious. But there's a few moments in it where, and it's kind of an interesting trick. I saw someone online saying that, oh my God, the cinematographer worked with natural light during this, because the scenes in a church where the light seems to change from outside, where the sun is shining through, and it's done for thematic reasons, but sometimes somebody's just chatting and then the sun goes away and the kind of scene just gets dark, and someone's saying, Jesus, like they used the natural light of the sun, and when it changed they just kept rolling. It's like, no, they didn't. Like that's just a giant 5K light on a crane that like they've dimmed down to make it look like that. But it's masterful cinematography. It's fucking fantastic. But the use of light flaring coming through the kind of church windows at specific times is just very, very tastefully and immaculately done. But yeah,
it's a beautiful set, isn't it? That church as well. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. And then, a lot of
small
that,
as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose it is when you consider how grand the architecture is inside. There's only maybe whatever 10 pews on each side, but the actual architecture of it and the huge ceiling and everything, it's absolutely gorgeous. It was great to have as a set. And yeah, there's some really great shots, and some of them, like, for some reason, when he's going from one place to another, he always has to walk through this forest for some reason. It's like, how is there no path to walk? But his forest that he goes to, they have that. Yeah, it does. It's like something from Endor or something. But there's a couple of really good, great side-on shots, with two characters talking, and then you can see just it's
In the
either endless
distance.
in the background, or you see the one part where you see Thomas Hayden Church River is going to come past in the
Yeah.
background. I laughed out loud at that, like it's fucking gas. But there's so many, like I said, for something that has such a contained thing. There's the area that they've filmed this in. I must look it up because it's absolutely gorgeous. Like what's his face, the town that they're in, where the restaurant / pub is, and where Jeremy Renner's house is, the little upper attic thing that Andrew Scott is. These are just really, really nice locations. It's got this lovely small town vibe about it, and it's so there's something so cozy, which really adds into the fact that we're really looking at something so sinister. It's really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it just looks fucking glorious. And the music as well. I mean, with movies of this type, I mean, the music, it's a supplement for the most part, but it's got that, I don't know how to describe that kind of, when people are trying to figure something out and there's that kind of plodding music in the background, just like, ooh, it's kind of intriguing and nice, but then the music swells at certain points, and it's just really nice. Just I can't think, because I missed the fucking start. There is kind of a score theme to these movies. Is it the same throughout all three, or is it different?
God, I'm not sure. I've never really. I've always just thought of these movies as just the soundtrack, just being complimentary, but not. It's not ever never overbearing. I never kind of gone, no, that doesn't suit. It just seems to fit right. So I've never really paid a massive amount of attention to it. In this, I thought it was good because they've mixed in a bit of religious type, music as well, especially when we're talking about Father Wicks and his fucking sermons and all the rest of it. You kind of get this feeling of it, and when anytime anybody walks into the church as well, it has that kind of angelic kind of vibe to it. And I thought it was fine. I wouldn't be saying it was the best soundtrack I've heard this year or anything, but I thought it was fine.
Yeah, no, it's just nice. It's just a murder mystery soundtrack that doesn't really draw any attention to itself, which is always fucking great. I don't I really want to talk some more about the plot, but I don't think we can. I wouldn't want to for anyone who hasn't seen the movie. Will we just give score ratings and get into some spoilers then?
Sure.
What would you give this then?
I'm going to go 4 on this one. So I was going to say 4. No, I don't know if I go full 4.5. Maybe I would actually, because it was that good. Somewhere between 4.5. It's really, really enjoyable. And normally I think I'd be waxing on more about a 4 to 4.5 star movie, but I don't want to fucking spoil anything, like you said. So we could talk about it more in a few minutes' time. But no, I think 4 or 4.5 somewhere for me.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same. I was just like, oh, this is a really good 4-star movie. But then I was thinking, like, no, I just really, really enjoyed it from a script point of view and from a performance point of view and everything. It's like, there's nothing really I didn't like. The only thing, I guess, it's 2 hours, 25 minutes or something. There's a moment in kind of the last act. It's just a little lull, but it's for script reasons where you kind of go, oh, now I'm feeling the time just for about 10 seconds. But yeah, apart from that, I have to go 4.5 because I just fucking loved it. And even though I haven't seen all of it, I seen the first 10 minutes again. I thought the characters are brilliant, script is brilliant, cinematography, everything's just, I'm so just delighted because after Glass Onion, I wasn't, not that this wasn't on my radar, you're always going to watch this, but it wasn't something I was, waiting with bated breath for. But I was pleasantly surprised by this and would watch one of these easily every 2 years. And if Daniel Craig had not been James Bond, this would be his iconic fucking role. And maybe
still two great characters to have, isn't it, for your legacy?
Yeah, 100%. Polar opposites. It's fucking brilliant. So yeah, 4.5. So definitely, it's gone out of cinemas now. When it comes on Netflix, watch it and pay attention and don't go to the toilet and watch the first 10 minutes because I heard they're great. So let's get into some spoilers then. At what point did you guess it? Did you guess it beforehand?
Yeah, so at the very start, when we were going to get introduced to the different characters, and I just thought straight
Mm,
away they were really hammering home how she does everything around here and blah blah blah. And I was
mm,
like, okay, well, I just got into my head that she must have. I started thinking maybe it was something to do with accounts, or she spotted something on the off,
mm,
and she was going. And so that's where kind of where my brain started going. But then I just thought, God, that'd be way too easy. You know what I mean? Like we meet her
mm,
from the very start. We can already tell she's a bit of a cow. Like it's not going to
mm,
be her. And then, so I kind of just went off that then and I just started wondering who it could be as it went on. And then when they're explaining how Jeremy Renner, got in there to be on his own or was the first one to touch the body kind of thing, they
mm.
said he needed a distraction. And we saw Glenn Close fall over the big, huge cross. And I was like, oh, okay, so they're
Mm.
in it together then. That was when I
Yeah.
kind of knew that there was the two of them. But up until then, I didn't know who it was going to be until we had that point. Um, which is great to have that because that's quite close, to the end of the movie, really. Like.
Mm.
But I loved it. I love the reveal. The reveal is great because you're kind of wondering because we were like, did we see what's his face walk out? Because you're trying to think to yourself,
That
did
was
we
my
see him
main
walk
thing.
out of the
Yeah.
tomb? And
It's just like,
it's like, how did he? What was it? Did he get? Did they just knock him out, or what was it that he managed to get up? I was like, no, because he was definitely dead.
yeah,
Because they stabbed him. He was in the
yeah.
morgue. And you can't.
They flipped
you can't,
him
it's
over
one
on the
thing,
morgue, and it's just that
yeah,
horrible scene.
Like he was definitely. So I was just trying to figure it out exactly, and it's such a fun way of it was such a fun way of explaining it was never him at all.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's that whole like that. You're kind of as well. You're thinking of this from even the name of the movie alone. Once they close the tomb up, you're like, okay, well, we know that they're all talking about things that can be unlocked from the inside and all the rest of it. It's called Wake Up
Mm.
Dead Man. We know someone's gone into the coffin. So you're like, something's going to happen, but I know
Yeah.
he's dead. He
I
got
didn't even clock
stabbed.
that.
We saw him in the morgue. He's definitely dead. So how did he
Yeah.
walk out of the fucking thing? Like, and it's
Yeah.
it's great. Every little bit that they kind of uncover almost as a duo as they go along.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
This-
There's one part in the office, where they're talking to I can't remember who. Oh, it's her illegitimate son or whatever
Oh, yeah, we haven't
that
touched
she
it
had
at all.
raised. That girl she raised as a brother, and he's in the office with them, and they're trying to get all these records. And he mentioned something about Eve or the apple or whatever, even Eve's apple or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And the two of them kind of go. They go shoulder to shoulder, like fucking, I don't know, blocking off the thing on the shelf so we can't see it. And it's a brilliant comic timing, and it's just really, really good.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, like it's just that it's the multiple layers to it. It's not just like, oh, I figured out you did it because of this. It's the fact that it's the impossible thing. Even from the start, you're going, what the fuck? He just fell over. How the fuck was he stabbed in the back? Like, what? Like, you just, the whole thing, first thing is this false door, but then they go, no, it's just concrete. And you're just kind of, okay. I'm just, even from that moment alone, that little mystery, I'm just like, fucking, I'm in. Like, I'm just enthralled. How the fuck, how are you going to do this? But then when it's just there's multiple layers to it, and then the whole thing, I didn't even cop that Wake Up Dead Man, the title. I was just like, I didn't know that was about to happen. They were talking about, oh, you can open the kind of tomb from the inside. But then when that happened, and that's another layer in it, you're just going, I don't know how he was killed, and now how is he not dead? What the fuck is going on? Because it just looks like him, and he was in the coffin, and just I thought that was just masterful, and just the little threads that tie it all together. I just thought it was brilliant, and even then towards the end, when you go in, you see that fucking vat of fucking green goop or whatever that's dissolving them, and then you're looking at him, and it shows a close up from the side.
And yet that is fucking Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, right? What the fuck with the kind of like, oh my god, and it's just fantastic, because every time you explain something, or when you find out that Jeremy Renner was doing and kind of stabbed him, and then it was going to be Glenn Close, there's still the next part. You're just going, but is he alive? I just fucking absolutely loved it. But I
did. It was a lot of fun. I think even if I had kind of figured it out or pick on something from the very start, which sometimes when you watch, as you said, you watch a movie from the second time and you kind of go, oh yeah, there's a tell. Even if I think I've for people who had picked it up right away for whatever reason, I still don't think that would take away from the enjoyment of the story and the journey that it takes us on. And the reveal of how it happens, like the playback of for explaining it to Father Judd as she's lying there like that, her explaining the whole thing as well is great. It's a great flashback to her talking about how it happened and why it happened, the switching of the cups and all this different thing. Like I love those reveals, and it's a really fun one.
So many of them.
Yeah, whereas I think with Glass Onion, I think the most thing I enjoyed most was stellar cast, and I thought Janelle Monáe was fantastic, but apart from that, it wasn't great, and the reveal for Glass Onion was stupid. Like literally, that's the problem. He's stupid. Like, that's kind of the reveal. Yeah. So I think after that kind of misstep, I think this is definitely a return to form because it's thoroughly enjoyable. It really is.
And like as you were saying, the mystery, the layers to the mystery are fantastic. But then the whole thing, we won't really go into it too much, but the whole thing about why he was killed and the flashbacks and the illegitimate son and the searching for this Eve's apple and fucking whole diamond thing. It's just there's just so much in it, and it makes sense totally that it's 2 hours 25, and it's brilliant that they got so much into it. And the fact that, for a good 20-25 minutes, Daniel Craig's not in the movie, and I think that's a testament to how strong the cast is and how strong the script is, that you forget at that point that it's a Knives Out fucking mystery tale. I was just thoroughly enjoying just Josh Brolin talking about masturbation. It was fucking just unintentionally hilarious, or intentionally hilarious, but he plays it so fucking straight. He's just so messing with him, and he's such a fucking toxic, brutal character. He's just fucking wild. But I just really loved everything about it.
I love that that at the end of it, despite the fact that it was over this, this money, which is wrapped up in this jewel, that it wasn't the reason that it all played out the way it is wasn't because Glenn Close's character was greedy. She just didn't want this. What as you said was the temptation. It was the bad thing. She just didn't want that to be out in the world. Yeah, okay, she went about it the wrong way by fucking killing people, but it was. Oh, because she knew that it was bad, that this was the reason that his grandfather had swallowed the thing was because, it's not something that needs to be out in the world. All it does is give temptation. And so at the end, then when he kind of, Benoit Blanc stays away from it and doesn't say a thing, and we never, apparently he doesn't know where it's gone. And, it's good to see that Father Judd didn't spend it on, revamping the church or anything. It's just put away back in the chest of another well-respected character in there. And it's just, and that's it. And I like that as well, and I thought that her final scene with Josh O'Connor in the church on the ground, beautiful. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. And didn't stay around too long with it, but it was still, it didn't become overly kind of dramatic music, blah, blah. They just gave her enough time to kind of recant her story a little bit and to give her forgiveness and ask for forgiveness.
And it plays with that faith and religion just beautifully, just enough. I think that as a normal viewer, you're just so invested in the story and the characters that it's a beautiful moment that you really feel it's great for her and it's great for Judd as well. That when Daniel Craig is just like, be her priest, you're just like, fucking brilliant. Cause he's just Judd or Josh O'Connor is just such a brilliant character. I hope he's in a million more things because that guy is fucking fantastic. And there's so many. And actually, in the Oscars next year, that's the first time they're doing best casting, something like this. And this is the type of movie that, it's not just a great ensemble cast, but it's an impeccably well cast movie. Everyone is perfect in their roles. It's just. Yeah, I fucking loved it.
That's a good point, and I think I'd almost echo what you said earlier on that about I'm not religious, but if I had to have someone be my priest, it would be someone like Josh O'Connor. And I'd have to agree.
Absolutely.
I watched him, and it's he's the empathy of just an incredible therapist. That's what he is, and he's not he doesn't try and force his religion on anybody. He doesn't try and force it on Benoit Blanc or anything like that. And he's just. There is so much love, so much care. He wants to see the good in the world and what we can all do for each other. And it's just, it's he's such a good soul. You cannot help but be totally on his side. And I agree with you. If I had to go to church and had to die, I would be like, yeah, that's my dude. That's my priest. He's awesome.
And that's where the script perfectly balances it, where you believe that from Josh, and he's just a perfectly brilliant, hopeful, ethical priest and man that you'd love to be your priest, and then but it doesn't shy away from other stuff where Daniel Craig at one point, where Priest Judd is asking him, why are you an atheist, whatever, and he goes, oh well, and then he just goes into a little fucking monologue tirade about Christianity and the church and stuff, and so it gives you that, but also balances it, I think, just absolutely perfectly. And that must be an incredibly difficult thing to do. But yeah, 4.5 stars. Definitely check it out on Netflix. Happy days.
For sure. Thanks for taking us through that one, Daz, and especially for managing to avoid so many spoilers until we get into the spoiler section, because it's these whodunits are quite difficult to review and that kind of stuff. But I think we covered everything. So to you all, thank you very much for tuning in. Keep on listening and subscribing and liking, sharing, and all that good stuff. And I think I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure it's Five Nights at Freddy's 2 the next episode, which will be great. It'll be the first time we've done the first one and then the sequel. So this will be good. Oh no, shit! We did Rebel Moon 1 and 2. Oh no, we've already done it.
Oh no! We didn't do the second one, did we?
Did we? I can't remember. Oh, we must have done. There's no way we would have not done that.
Oh, we did. Yeah. Shit.
So okay, this is the second time we've done it. Tune in for that next week, and we'll have some other good stuff going on before Christmas. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Ciao.